welcome to Chuck's Guitar Geekery. Today I'm checking out the Keeley C-4 compressor pedal. Now, I am not the most well-versed in compressor pedals. I never really used them that much, but let's dive into this. So, opening jam track there, yeah, I had it set to some pretty extreme settings with some crazy effects because why the hell not? And by the way, I have a Patreon linked below if you want that backing jam track. Nice little trippy jam in D. $2 a month, you get at least one backing jam track a week. That's a bargain as far as I'm concerned. And if you like a capture of what you hear, I'm going to try to do a capture of this pedal and the amp I'm using today. Epiphone Valve Jr. I have it set as clean as it goes right now, but I will get probably a mildly overdriven sound and get the best sound I think it is, and I will see if it works in a Tonex capture. But for $3 a month on my Patreon, you get at least one capture a week. We'll see how it goes. Might be something different at least, but anyways. Yeah, 4 knobs. It's got attack, sustain, volume, and clipping. So I'm going to start with it. I'm going to try to get it the least compressed it gets and kind of build up from there. So like and subscribe. This is the clean tone I'm working with. As clean as this amp gets. Let's start it here. So as you see, even with the volume all the way up, the attacks all the way up, and sustain. So that's about as low as the compression gets here. Actually does lower the volume quite a bit, so let me turn the clipping up, see what that does. Okay, let's turn the volume back. Let's start turning the sustain up a little bit. I think that will boost the volume, so I'm going to turn the volume and everything back. By the way, when I'm on the bridge position here, I have what's called a spin split on this pickup, so it goes from all the way single coil to all the way humbucker and a gradient in between, so this is all the way single coil. turn the sustain back. Let's see what the attack button does. So. Sorry, it's hard when going to a clean amp trying to keep the volume somewhat consistent between it being on and off so I don't blow your eardrums out. I'm trying not to do that, or my own eardrums, but... So with the attack knob, the more you turn it down, the more it subdues the attack. So, yeah, somewhere right around here. That's pretty even keel. Let's go up to humbucker. Let's go all the way extreme. Yeah, that's extreme. Who does that? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get a little bit of grit on the amp, and we'll see how this acts as more of a lead boost. So let's see what that does. Okay, so now I have the amp more into edge of breakup territory. Let's see what this does. Okay, so using a compressor in this kind of setting where you're just kind of pushing an amp that's edge of breakup, I don't know if you really want that much of the attack subdued, but if you just want a little more sustain and a little more gain out of it to kind of even it out a little bit, this will do that. Let's turn some more gain up on the amp and see what happens. Why not? Okay, so now we're well into crunch territory with the amps, so let's see what that sounds like. Let's say you want to use this as more of a lead boost, so let's see what that does. Okay, so now let's try if you don't really necessarily want more gain, you just want more sustain out of the amp. So let's see if we can get a setting that does that. Yeah, it does that too, I guess. Like I said, I'm not the most well-versed in compressors, and I'm trying to get more in tune with how they can be used in a rig. Because, quite frankly, especially when you're getting into like using modeling stuff like Tone X1, or I'm using the M5 black box, that's my pretty much all the rhythm tones you hear in my opening jam tracks are done through the black box. And I found, at least on modelers, if you add a little bit of compression, it does make it feel better. So these compressors really aren't that expensive, and the Keeley compressor has been one of the top selling pedals on Reverb. I'm not sure if it's this exact model, but he knows what he's doing. So there's a lot of ways a compressor can be used in your rig. I will say I wish this one had a little bit more of a treble control, because it did kind of cut down on the treble a little bit. So if you're going to leave it always on, just adjust your amp accordingly. I'm using an amp that doesn't have an EQ on it, so that's what that is what it is. But yeah, let me know what you think. Back to my Patreon. Like I said, $2 a month, you get at least one opening backing jam track a week. $3 a month, you get a Tonex and a AM2 data capture of whatever the rig is that week. I may try to figure out how to get into NAM captures, so that more to come on that, but at least one a week. So I'm going to find a sound I like with this. I'm going to capture it. You can have it. The impulse response I use through all this is also a free impulse response from Tone Junkies. I'll have that linked below. They're not affiliated with this, but it's just what I like. So if you have Tonex or any of these modelers, you will have a capture of this exact sound, and you get that free IR. You can have this exact sound if you want it. I am not quite sure how capturing something that's heavily compressed is going to translate, so I'll try it. We'll see what happens. But anyways, also have affiliate links to reverb.com below if you're going to grab one for yourself. I don't know if I want to get into this on my channel, but I'm probably going to do away with both eBay and Amazon affiliate links. I don't know if there's really companies I want to support anymore, so you may start seeing all those links disappearing off my channel. But I'll stick with Reverb, because you can either buy it directly from the manufacturers there, or you're buying it third party, and billionaire class doesn't get our money. So, like and subscribe, thumbs up. See y'all later.